Mr. Shelby, may I tell you something? You have a lot of enemies.
Enemies. Does your ambition have no limits?
I have no limitations.
I have no limitations.
Keeping on back for the next say something. Never tell her back that I never stay running. Sipping on facts, damn, know I got stacks in the lab. Taking bitches straight for another cat.
Welcome to Market Makers, everyone. Your home for tomorrow's TA today, your Thursday update. The Bitcoin video is out after this, so be sure to watch that for Bitcoin and the cryptos. But guys, the targets that we laid out 6 months ago have come to fruition. We're within $20 now, or $25 of hitting my target on the S&P. Already achieved that target on the NASDAQ, already achieved it on the Qs. So we're getting very, very close. And today is a pivot day. So let's see how that's setting up in the charts. Remember, on the 30th is Powell. He's not anticipated to cut. And if Powell doesn't cut, the tariffs kick in the first. The solar eclipse is on the second, not visible in the US. But a lot of events are happening around that time frame. And historically, the last 2 years in a row, July tops. July tops, 10% retracement, and then we're going up. And we're going up to 7,000 or 7,500. So want to get short at the top, long at the bottom. That's my trading plan. Guys, if you like what I'm saying, check out our Discord or check out our YouTube, members only. You can click the join button on YouTube, get all of my TA, my videos, my stash videos. All the content we put out is available at the join button on YouTube. You want to join the Discord? You can go to marketmakers.trade and join our Discord. I would love to see you guys there. And if you want to trade the markets, it helps support the channel. Check out SimpleFX. If you live outside the US, be a Market Makers VIP. I'll pin that link for you. It's also in the video description. Let's start off on the VIX. Look where we are. Right at the trend line, guys. We're right at the trend line for March of 2025. Could this go lower? Sure. I mean, look, if Powell cuts, if he surprise cuts, it's going to go lower, right? But you're right at a key support level, and the timing now with the cycle pivot day today as well. Keep in mind that, again, the S&P made a new all-time high today. Yesterday, it already made a new all-time high. The Dow made a new all-time high, and the NASDAQ made a new all-time high. So you're right in line with how markets should be behaving. They're behaving that way. Let's go to the fear and greed. We're at 76, still an extreme greed. Let's look at the Shiller. Look what the Shiller did, the 10-year, the CAPE ratio. You just passed 2021. You are now in the second most expensive market on the Shiller PE and stock market history, only surpassed by .com. And that .com 44, that PE, that's going to get taken out when we go in for the blow off, guys, after the retracement, but you just took out 2021. So some good stuff there. Let's look at the cycle. Look how close we are. 6407 S&P futures. This is ES. Remember, 6436 is where I want to be. 6407 is where we are, a stone's throw away. Already made the new all-time high today. We'll see if we get up there. That retracement looking at 10%, guys. And here's that retracement visually on the charts last 2 years in a row after your July tops. You could be doing it slower, right, where it takes longer, 90-day retracement, or you could get a 3-week retracement. Either way, I think you're getting that 10% retracement after this generational rally that has occurred. Want to see my target get hit first. Partially for pride, but also because it's pattern confirmation hitting a key resistance point. So we'll see if we get there. We got a couple days still with Powell being on Wednesday. Here's your pivot day, guys. Beautiful, right? Remember with these pivots, you're looking for a turn, right? So when you look at your pivot over here, you didn't top the exact day. You went up a few more days and then you dropped. You look at your bottom here, you bottomed the day before the lunar eclipse. If you look at your top here on the new moon, you topped a couple days before. Other times it's literally on the day, like it was in June 11th or like it was in July 10th. Literally the day, right? The day. You went up, you came back down a little bit. And today is the pivot. So will we just push up today a little bit more, grind a little bit higher Friday, get to those targets, 64.36, 65.22, somewhere in there, top out and roll? It's coming, right? We know it's coming. We know Powell's Wednesday. We know the market could easily grind today or be flat, grind Friday or be flat. Same with Monday, Tuesday, because Powell is on Wednesday. Plus, we have the caveats and the external exogenous shocks that could come into the market, such as a trade deal with the EU or something getting announced over the weekend. 6407, we're looking at the 1 hour chart now. I have a smaller Fibonacci pattern here at 6408 is the 1618, and this is what you've tested a couple times where you're hung up. Smaller patterns, not strong support or resistance, guys. But that next level up was interesting because it's 6429. So we just got to do this and we get to target. Okay, we'll see if it happens today. Let's look at the spider. 642 was my target for the summer rally. You're at 635 right now as I'm talking. So again, $7 away. Get to my lower end of the target. We'll see what happens between now and Wednesday. Just pay attention to that if you're trading the spider. Q's already got a target. My target was 559.37. You're at 564.62. Upper end was 587. So let's see what the Qs do. We're waiting for some type of pattern to form, and they will roll when the bigger market, the S&P, rolls as well. Oftentimes, you'll see the NASDAQ top out first. So NASDAQ 23,352 is his NASDAQ futures. Again, you are above the summer rally target by a couple of 100 points. So at any time, guys, anytime, and especially with Powell on Wednesday, tariffs on the 1st of August, this thing's going to top and it's going to drop. And it should, if the S&P does 10%, 10.5% like it's done the last 2 years, you're going to see a few extra points on the NASDAQ, right? Because when you look at what the NASDAQ did, NASDAQ futures the last 2 years, it did 17.5% in 2024. It did 12% in 2023. So again, could be 12, 13, 14, 15% if the S&P does 10%. Again, they could all retrace less and not more as well, but that's still coming into play. If we look at NASDAQ on the 3 hour, again, smaller Fibonacci pattern, 23,419, resistance, resistance. You're just floating here. Looking at the higher levels, 23,610. If the S&P does grind up higher, you could easily see the NASDAQ push up higher as well. So watch those levels. 23,420, 23,5, 23,610, right? So just 23,4, 5, and 6. That's what you should watch there on a NASDAQ to the upside for resistance. Tesla, I was showing you this. They had their conference call. Remember, I was showing you the different ways this could break out to the downside or upside. We look at this from our fractal patterns, right? Do a count here off a reversal wave. This is exactly what I showed you yesterday. If it comes down and tests this base, if Tesla was going to break out to the upside, it's going to do it on that fifth wave, right? 426 was my target, but for this to happen, you're not going to have the NASDAQ overall going down. You're not going to have the S&P going down. So you need to see them grind higher, stay bullish, see if Tesla can rebound, and you got to break out above 340, hold above your triangle top here to get that type of move. So it's just as likely, perhaps more likely, depending on the timing, that this triangle will resolve to the downside, in which case you're going to look like this. And I hope it does resolve to the downside, to be honest, because this was a big trade for me. I got over 60% profits on that trade I shared with you guys. But if this does resolve to the downside and break out this way, then we're looking at 247 potentially, 250 bucks on Tesla. It's at 303. You know, if the NASDAQ goes down 15%, I mean, Tesla's going to be coming down to the structure for sure, right? That's the top of that structure, 250. Could easily go deeper than that, being that it's Tesla. It's got a lot of beta in it. So guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my Bitcoin video. I will see you guys with a full video update on Monday as well. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.